Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap. Welcome to the trap.
Let's go. Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Zen.
Trap.
Protect.
Yo, peace.
Protect your energy.
Seen any movies lately?
Have I seen any movies lately? That is a really good question. A really, really good question. You know what? I have actually.
Please tell me about it. Please indulge.
This was an amazing movie. It's just one of those stories that you root for the underdog, you know?
Okay.
Dude coming from the slums, you know?
Okay.
Impoverished dude.
Okay.
Age old meets a girl.
Girls always do it.
Girls always do it. Girl isn't kind of who she appears to be. Come to find out, this girl come from some money.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but he already feeling her.
Already got a little thing for
Showed her the pad and stuff,
Yeah.
but she got to dip out because she got to get back before people find out she with the impoverished folks.
Mm-hmm.
So he tried to find different ways to get in with the girl, almost even attempts to, like, you know, sell himself really.
Ooh,
just
wow.
to get with this girl. Wow. So he ends up working for these people to get something of value for them. Mm-hmm. But in trying to do that, he ends up getting stuck. And the whole story is literally about him using what he finds, this like treasure that he was getting for the people and try and impress this girl. Mm-hmm. He actually does it, breaks out, gets to impress the girl. Mm-hmm. But long story short, the girl finds out like, dang, you was this old impoverished dude. But she ended up being okay with it. I know you've seen this one. It's just so many stories that fits this.
I know really, it ain't what I think it is.
It's probably what you think it is.
It's probably not.
It probably is.
I'm thinking it's Shrek.
Shrek? Shrek. And it's not Shrek.
It's not Shrek.
It's not Shrek. He eventually, I don't even want to say he gets in good with Pops, but he kind of gets in good with Pops at the end.
Dang. You come from the slums.
Not
who he said he was.
You might even call him Slumdog Millionaire.
I don't even know.
He got a little pet.
He got a pet?
He got a pet that goes with him.
I don't know, man. What movie is it? Tell me, dog.
Man, this is Aladdin. This is Aladdin. Shout out Abu.
Ah, okay. Got it.
You knew that.
So I was trying to figure out the treasure. Yeah, because it was sounding like Romeo and Juliet at first, and then
I thought you was gonna go Atlanta. Not Atlanta, right? ATL.
ATL.
I thought you was gonna go there.
That's funny. I
should have did ATL. Welcome back for another ZTP, Zen Trap Perspective. I'm one of your two hosts, Zen P.
Yogi LG.
The mission here at the Zen Trap Podcast is to inspire and empower people to continuously seek internal peace to maximize their personal potential. We got a great episode for you today. We're continuing with the month topic of wheels of emotion. The emotional wheel. We still using these. Like I said, mine's a little dirty, but gonna get that cleaned up. Yogi LG, why don't you tell them what we got for today? But before you do that, if you haven't, please subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and get those up.
It's down there somewhere. Click it.
What video are we reviewing for today that's on brand with our topic?
All right, so the video we're reviewing today is called Why You Feel What You Feel. This is by Alan Watkins, another TED Talk. Love those, of course.
Love those.
Very informative. Honestly, I think I'm going to just set a personal goal. I want to do a TED Talk one day. I want to do a TED Talk. So
hey, if I got to be now, you just got to figure out what.
On what?
Go out
Which
there
is
figure out
it's
what.
so many things. But I got stuff up here people need to know. So
love
anyway,
that.
love TED Talks. This video was great. I thought it was a good video. I'm gonna ask you to jump in. Give your general overview of what the video is about.
All right, so this video is from 8 years ago, just to give her some time frame. And it's a quick watch. If I'm saying quick watch, it's on the longer side of quick watches, but it's about 20 minutes. Solid 20, might even be like 19.
Engaging 20.
Engaging. That's the thing. That's why it felt
20.
quick. It's an engaging 20 minutes. And it is, I don't know if he's a professor, doctor. I get those mixed up sometimes. I think he's a doctor. He's giving his TED Talk on I love the opener. He opens with a question on if you had one piece of advice that you could give someone, what would it be?
If you could teach somebody how to do something.
If you could teach somebody one thing, or if you could give one piece of advice to someone, what would the one thing be? You only could teach them or give them advice on one thing. And I love that. It makes you think, like, if it's one thing that I would do. And honestly, the whole thing is about emotional intelligence, how to understand and not control, but how to really understand your emotions. Really exactly what we talking about here. How to put verbiage to your emotions is what this video is about. And he talks about how most people don't. He talks about it's really almost like 4 or 5 levels that your emotions range from with your understanding of it. And most people don't get past level 3. And I can break those levels down.
Yeah, we definitely gonna talk about those levels.
But that's what the video's overview sum is about.
Yeah, I mean, I think the title also kind of tells you, like, why are you feeling what you feel? And like what's actually happening, and how can you kind of objectify those feelings and separate your emotions from your person. So I think it talks about kind of that as well.
Ooh, I got bars for days.
Yeah, for
sure. We can start off. It's a short video, so what's your favorite section or quote?
My favorite section is probably, I ain't gonna start with the levels yet. I'm gonna let you break those down, but we'll talk about them together. But my favorite section was honestly looking at the app he had. So in here, he talks about an app he's developed or they've developed, and he's been studying people all his life. So he's like a researcher, one of those type of guys that's studying emotional intelligence. And I thought that this was the best section for me. It was 34,000 emotions that you can experience. That is crazy. So they broke them up into like stars in a galaxy, and you can go into like little galaxies and explore
different planets.
Yeah, different planets. And I'm on this planet. This planet, maybe I'm feeling very social or socialized or something. And like all the emotions around that are close to that, they divided up by like the most extreme emotions, whether it's like passion, that's an extreme emotion, versus like some that are kind of lighter emotions, and there's different spectrums. It's
had meek down here.
Yeah, meek. Like that's a small. Like it was real cool. I thought that was probably my favorite section of just learning that, like, you think this is a lot of emotions. This right here, 34,000. Like, I would love to see. And so they have this network of emotions. I enjoy it kind of discussing.
And I would almost say, if you know the definition of all the words on this, you are advanced. You are advanced way past the average human.
If you can pinpoint this.
If you know the definition of every single word on here, I would say you are advanced. You are very emotionally intelligent to think, and you can get up to 34,000.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
All right, what about you? Did you have a favorite section?
My section is that when he broke that down.
Yeah, so let's go break it down. Yeah, for sure.
All right, so he talks about emotional intelligence is also tied to pretty much consciousness. Mm-hmm. So I love the way he introduces the video. I would recommend, again, if you haven't probably watched the video after or before while we talk about this, because he does it in storytelling mode. He's very personable, tells jokes with it, but he talks about 4 levels of consciousness. As you're a child, when you're from like 1 to 2 years old, the first thing is you're just recognizing that you are a physical entity. Yep. As a baby, you can see this moment when you're looking in the mirror, almost in pets, you can see it a lot. You look in the mirror, you like, what is that? Oh, that's me. 1 to 2 years old, that's when that happens. I'm a physical entity, and you have really like no emotional awareness. Now the terrible twos come in from the ages from 2.5, 3 to 6. You're conscious that you have an identity, but you're still learning languages and stuff. So that's why your emotions are all over the place. If you're becoming what some people call kids emotional terrorists. You're walking around. If I'm unhappy, everybody in this house need to be unhappy. If I'm hungry, we all need to know I'm hungry. We need to eat immediately.
For sure.
That's level 2. Level 3 is when you're around age 6 to 9. You're learning the rules of life, societal rules. This is where probably a lot of the kid trauma is baked in. all your different whatever society,
all your restrictions, like cat say like roof. You like, no, that's not. Cat say meow.
The sky is blue.
Yeah, like,
I'm breathing air.
Yeah.
Gravity's holding me down. In school, this is how I'm supposed to act.
You learn
At
to
home,
share.
This is
You
how I'm
learn, like,
supposed
you
to
learn
act.
the rules of society.
You're learning the rules of all these different societies as well. It's rules in your house. It's rules at school. It's rules.
With your friends.
It's
rules
different
everywhere.
rules.
Yeah.
Black people, white. All right. Once you get past that, but really what he did that was funny, he stopped right here and said, most people don't get past that.
Yep.
Most people learn that.
And they stay 9.
They stay 9 for the rest of their life. And that's so true.
That's real.
The next thing that you could do is when people get to those points where they start understanding that these are just rules that I've learned and I haven't really learned myself. That's when you're having all these existential crisis, midlife crisis, quarter life crisis. Or
when you start challenging the rules.
What have I been learning? What have I been doing? I haven't been making my own decisions.
Yeah.
So 2 pains come from that. You can start numbing yourself of your feelings.
You're going into the next part. Okay.
Well, that's part of the level feeling.
Yeah.
I'm kind of breaking the whole video. I'm sorry. I should just stop. Do you want to stop and talk there? I'm kind of just going through the whole video. I should stop.
It's good.
But I just really wanted to get that 2 strategies part.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So it's just two parts where you're having an existential crisis outside of yourself, looking for the meaning of life outside of you.
Right.
You start either numbing yourself because you don't want to feel these strong emotions anymore. And that could happen from grief or some moment that happens in your life.
Drugs, medicate.
You numb yourself. Or you're going to use distractions. Procrastination. Avoidance.
Yeah.
I want to avoid these feelings. It could be sex. It could be gambling. It could be clothes and materials. All these other things.
It could be a relationship.
It could be
Could be kids, whatever you use it to distract yourself.
Work. You're distracting yourself from really feeling and understanding what do I want out of life? What do I believe in knowing all these rules and stuff? So, and this is a great video. This is in the first 12 minutes. Probably.
Yeah,
and
this is
he
good.
wraps it up with the app in the last 5 to 7.
Yeah. So I think
that's my favorite part.
Yeah. I think I would like to talk a little bit more about like the formative years of 6 to 9. How do you feel like Black people, especially, not even Black people, how do you feel like parents teach children the rules? Is it all just based off like what my rules were? Like this is how...
For the most part,
yeah.
I can't say for every single parent, of course. For the most part, you're going to teach what you experience, what you learn. You're going to teach what you know, and mix with what you think is best. So again, you have that age-old story of you have 2 kids. One child's father's an alcoholic. One child can grow up and be an alcoholic. One child could grow up and never want to drink again in life because of the same father or the same influence.
How they gonna...
So it still depends up to you. And then you got the mixed households, so you got those 2 different rules. It's just all in what you learned. I think if we didn't learn anything about soft parenting, we still would be trying to do what we learned. Because I can
spare the ride, spoil the child.
I could say growing up until I was probably 23, I never would have imagined like I'm walking around telling my brother, telling my family members, I'm gonna beat my kids.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, and Mike, I feel like you gonna be. That's my brother. If you gonna be a softie. Bring the kids in my house. I'll do it.
They gonna know.
They gonna know. Like, ain't nobody stepping
out
out
of line. Now
it's like, why do they need to be beat?
Do I actually need to hit my kids?
Like, that's so...
Now it just seems dramatic.
Yeah, it seems... Why was I so upset? Why are they getting beat? Why are they in line? Why am I doing...
Yeah.
So, I love... And I learned this from another parent that was asked this question. I thought this was the best answer I almost ever heard. They said, for my parenting style... I just wanted to make sure I was flexible. I didn't want to be too much in one single area because I knew that my children may need different things.
Right.
And I didn't want to be so hard or set in my ways that I'm not listening to what they're saying. So I just tried to have a flexible parenting style is what they say. And I was like,
I think what stood out to me about that section is that plays a big part on your emotional intelligence and your emotions. Those formative years, that 6 to 9 that range,
plays a big part in everything.
I mean, it does play in everything, but also you being able to experience emotions. And I know I got family members that say boys ain't supposed to cry. Like I done seen little kids fall, almost break their neck. Get up, don't cry. You a boy, don't cry. Like
you a man now.
Exactly, and that tells you if I'm 7 years old and I can't cry, that's forming a rule for me. And the rule is boys don't cry.
And then they try and flip it when you older. Why you don't want to cry?
Yeah, why don't you want to talk? Tell me your emotions.
Well,
they told me not to talk about my emotions the whole time. I was 6 to 9.
They've been beating out of me like a Russian boot camp or something. You asking me now to just switch it.
So I think like ultimately I would say in that area what really stood out to me is like try to identify like what were my rules? Like what did my parents put on me as rules that may not be rules now or may not be what I want to kind of live by now, and try to kind of decipher those as far as like
that can be one step that takes a long time to figure out and break stuff down.
Sure.
I got a question for you in the same area. Do you feel like being raised in a household that is flexible or gives you verbiage to your emotions and stuff? I know it gives you an advantage. Do you feel like that still will make you have that level of self-awareness?
No, because it's, okay. I mean, I even think like having the flexibility to kind of.
And I agree with you. I want to let you know. I want to affirm you that. Why you thinking?
Yeah, I just think it's. I think it's still on the person.
It's still on the person.
It's still on the person. Saying. Yeah, that it don't make you be self-aware. But my thing is, it may make you more emotionally intelligent. It's not gonna make you as self-aware and be able to kind of distance yourself from those emotions. That's another skill.
You can still be out here having tantrums. You just know the words to them.
Exactly.
You still be out here having BFs and meltdowns.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. We on the same page on that.
Cool. All right, so what would you say is something you took from this video that you would like give to people you love, friends, family, whatever, something that they could kind of benefit from?
The whole topic, I would like to drill it down in your hearts, in your souls. Seek the help you're looking for. Put verbiage to those emotions. Learn the words so that you can put the terms to them. If we just said there are roughly, and this is a quote literally from the video, most people stick with the same 10 to 12 emotional words and emotional terms and feel those and labeling those when, like we just said from the video, there's roughly 34,000 possibilities. Learn some verbiage around emotions and different feelings and areas so that you are able to identify what you're feeling so that you can figure out what you want to feel.
Yeah.
That's what about you?
Yeah, I think ultimately when he got to the part about talking about when you're in a place where you're avoiding that meaning of life, like the question of what's the meaning of life? When you're in a place where you're avoiding that, you want me to just pause? I can just pause.
Oh, no.
Because, I mean, you're going to be on camera doing that. So that's
like, I was going to say you could, freak it, but.
It's a lot to freak it.
I meant zoom in on you, but that's freaking. All right, go ahead.
It's cool. I think one of the big things I think I would share with my family or friends is just the topic when he talks about you running from the question of what is the meaning of your life or your purpose, or when you're running from that question, either avoiding it or numbing through it. But there's another way to kind of get through that. And he was basically saying like, basically understanding where you are on the spectrum of emotions, then objectifying that emotions and separating yourself from it. For me, that is probably the most powerful but vague thing that like a lot of people say when they talk about emotions. It's like, how do I objectify this? How do I say, oh, anger does not have to be a part of me, even though I'm feeling it right now? So I get into my point. He said emotions are energy. Ooh, he used emotions. The word emotions is like the movement of energy or something like that. What is it?
I don't know if this is what you're talking about, but I wrote this definition down because I loved it. Feelings are the awareness of energy in our minds.
Okay, so he was saying energy is like the act of your emotions is like these things that you're feeling that are happening in your body, and your feelings are just the awareness of those things.
In your mind.
Yes, the awareness in your mind
of that energy of your feelings.
So the energy is always there. Your feelings is just the recognition that, oh, now I see that energy. Before I couldn't. So I would just say, like, once you do see an energy or you actually recognize that I'm feeling this energy, try your best to objectify it and like not identify yourself with that emotion.
I am not mad. I am feeling mad.
Yeah, I am feeling mad, and recognize it like, okay, I want to feel something different.
I feel the symptoms of anger. Right. Why am I feeling that?
Exactly.
You'll feel a little crazy, but
the most powerful thing is telling yourself you don't have to feel that way. He said, the quote, my favorite bar, if I had to drop a bar.
Please go there.
It's just, misery is optional.
Ooh.
And I was like, oh.
You got to believe that.
God
It's roots to it.
You gotta
believe that that's possible.
And people don't believe that's possible. I believe that's possible.
That
so it's so hard.
That is the labeling and understanding and stuff of doing stuff.
Yeah,
that is
like
small.
I can recognize, like, hey, I'm experiencing a moment of rage. Like, I have identified myself being like, okay, this is the emotion rage. I am not a rageful person. I don't have to be rageful. I now want to feel peace. Okay, peace is this. This is how peace normally feels. I start identifying with the emotions around peace, other emotions that are close to peace, and I start to feel at peace.
You know how I can flip this, Lindsay?
Yeah.
When you and Jalon say, I'm not an artist, I'm not this, I can't. Okay, I'm not asking you to be an artist.
I'm not a creative.
I'm not a creative.
That's a skill, though. That's not emotion. That's different.
I know, but I'm relating it.
Okay, cool. Talk to me.
The 95% part, again, that's why I'm relating it.
Okay.
95% of it is just you, again, believing that I am a creative. You flip that switch, and now you are thinking, oh, okay, I'm looking at this from my creative space and being like, oh, that just gives you the memory to take the picture.
Okay.
That's it.
That flirts with the delusional line, in my opinion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So you saying I'm feeling misery right now.
Yeah.
I don't want to feel misery, but to not do that, you need to believe that I can change how I'm feeling.
Yeah.
Just like you need to believe that, oh, maybe I don't believe I'm an artist right now or something, but if I believe I'm an artist, it'll give me the space to change how I'm feeling about when I see stuff. Like, oh, I get it.
I can
and you
apply
still don't believe it.
Because
That's what
it's more delusional to me.
Why is it more delusional?
Because it's a skill and not an emotion.
I think what we're talking about is a skill and not emotions. It's a skill on how to interpret your emotions.
What I'm talking about, being a creative is not an emotion. It's not. I'm not
arguing that. I'm not arguing that. I'm saying that what we're talking about are emotions, but we're talking about the skill and how to manage your emotions. That is a skill to me, not a just feeling thing. What we're talking about is also a skill, and I'm comparing a skill to a skill.
Okay.
Is self-awareness a skill?
Maybe.
Do you believe, all right, let's go back further. Do you believe everybody is capable of having self-awareness?
Yeah.
I believe that as well. I believe it to be a skill that you can get better at.
Yes. And you're saying just as I can apply my self-awareness skill, I can apply my creative skill.
Correct, because creativity is subjective.
Okay, and what I'm saying is, to me, I agree with that conceptually. Where the delusion comes into play is, I'm not an artist. I know that. But you're saying I can tell myself I'm an artist, and I may start...
I guess even that, why are you not an artist? Why is everyone not an artist?
I think it's purely based off the definition of what art is, or art can be portrayed
okay, I
as.
don't know the definition of art is.
All right, cool. All right,
we can go there. All right, cool.
Let's revert back. But ultimately, I think, like...
Is everyone a creative?
No.
Okay.
I don't think everybody's an artist. I don't think everybody's a creative.
All right, cool. That's a different subject, different.
Just like everybody ain't a good cook. Like, you can tell
I don't put
yourself,
those in the same.
I put that.
Hold on.
I would put
like
creative and cooking, like being a chef in the same space.
The only reason I held back is because you threw the word good in there.
Okay, you can still be a cook. Okay, not a good cook. You could be a cook. Just how you feel like I could be a creative, I feel like you could be a cook.
I agree.
Okay, cool.
I can cook.
And I can be a creative.
Yes,
I agree. I think we're on the same page. All right, so what was there anything from this video you felt like would change you? Like, you'll be different because you heard this, or you experienced this, whatever.
Not really. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the things in there are on brand with labeling feelings. It does what I thought it would do: reinforce me wanting to look up the terms and actually put forth the action to get to know them. So I definitely want to learn more words to be emotionally dangerous.
And if I was to, I learned a lot about AI today. So I think I would challenge if you feeling an emotion and you don't know, but you know some words around it, go to AI and see if you could generate, like, what am I feeling? I feel these words that are similar. Is there a word an emotion that is similar to that? I'm sure you can find something. So AI is the plug.
AI's the plug now. That's
AI's the
funny.
plug,
Only
bro.
took a day. It
Only took a day. Only took a day. Now I'm all in.
That's crazy. Let's see. Did you find something in this video that you feel like I could benefit from?
Man, I think ultimately, like, I know you're headed towards being a parent closer than I am, so I know that's coming probably soon. I would say
I do not have nobody pregnant.
I mean, I say you got nobody pregnant, but you probably closer to me. I would say making sure that you find ways to, in those formative years of your kids, like finding ways to make sure that you're giving them the space to identify those emotions and not putting those type of rules on them. I know you're one of those people who, like, you want your kids to be super confident and all that kind of stuff. So I know you're going to do certain stuff, but I would think that's probably something most parents overlook, that like those years, like, don't limit them so much.
Don't limit them. What do you mean?
I think kids get limited, and I think those are the rules. We're trying to teach kids the rules of life, and we also limit them while doing that. Like, oh, you can't do this because that's just not how life goes.
Okay.
Yeah, like, no, yeah.
I thought I was the other side. That's why I'm confused.
Oh, no, what you mean?
I thought I would be
too non-limiting, like too.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Create your path.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
I received that.
Yeah. What about me? Something I could benefit from the video, or some of the things he said?
There's
a little bar in here, I think.
I am going to say this. Yeah, because this is personally you. Now you got me thinking about what I'm going to tell your kids. I think you need to stop limiting yourself. Okay. You need to take your own advice.
All right.
I think you put limits on work without doing the research around the work.
All right.
Does that make sense?
Maybe.
What
do you mean?
All right. So I think you expect something's going to make you feel a certain way without doing it just because you have other situations to compare it to. Mm-hmm. So you just use that as like a
life experiences.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I understand.
Yes, I'm saying, yeah, even what you saying that, looking, life experience. Yes, you think this is similar to this, so it's going to go exactly like this.
Okay.
Without, I don't know. I guess, I think that is something that limits you.
That's a rule I placed on myself.
You place that rule on yourself that because this is similar to this, it's going to go just like this, and you don't even know all the different fact, like this could be in a completely different environment, different people, different time of your life, different, but you still are saying, no, I did this 5 years ago, it went like this, I'm not doing it again. Okay.
I absolutely do that. You're right.
I think
I got you. I received that.
Not doing that can open you up to different experiences and different results pulling from it so that you can build on those life experiences to use it, I guess, more in the future or something. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I received that for sure.
All right, Zen Thought of the Week with Zen P.
Talk to him, P.
Watch your thoughts; they become words. Watch your words; they become actions. Watch your actions; they become habits. Watch your habits; they become character. Watch your character, for it becomes your destiny. Frank Outlaw.
Wow, that's
everything
powerful.
builds on each other.
Man, starting with watch your words.
Watch your words. Watch the things you speak.
Man, I live by that. I don't know if you know something like that. I'm very careful most of the time about what I say and how I say it.
I do know that.
Yeah, and it's because one of my favorite artists, NDRE, has a line in one of her songs that says, "Speak words of beauty and you will be there." And I've always felt like I want to speak to people in a way that makes me like feel like I'm going to be in a good place after I say what I say. So I watch my words very carefully. Very carefully. Yeah.
That's tough when you're angry.
When you what?
Angry,
yeah.
Because I can say some words I'm going to feel good when I say them.
I'm also like, I'm going to be honest, when people hit me with like, I was emotional, so I said whatever I wanted to say, that shit bothers me. I used to have a girl that used to go off, like she was like, oh, I blacked out. Like, so yeah, whatever I said during that time, it don't matter because I was mad.
That boy was my grits.
No, that's not how it works. I take the time to be careful with my words and not offend people, even when I'm angry and upset.
You want a fair relationship?
I mean, not that it's fair, but like
joking.
I work hard at it. It ain't easy. I work hard at it. You got to give effort. You can't just be like, oh, well, you deal with it now. I'm cool.
Lindsay, focus on the now. You're so in the past.
I said that like 2 hours ago.
That's so yesterday. So last night.
For sure.
I'm focused on the future and what we're trying to build.
Okay.
Gaslight.
For sure. All right. Any last words here? Anything you want to kind of share, comment? You feel like people need to hear from this video?
No, man. We're gonna be doing this all month. We really are focused on words. We can do another game again. Let's end it with a story again.
All right, cool. Let's do it.
All right. I'll put you on the spot. Oh, nah. Let me go first because your stories be too good.
All right. You get to pick a.
I think you pick one of these.
I
first.
picked the word, right?
You pick. Oh, I'll pick a section in the middle circle. All right, cool. Let me do. Yeah, last time I did some on the anger side just because I'm not. Let's try happy. Let's try
cool. Happy. Oh, this is good. Tell me about a time where you were sensitive.
Sensitive. Are we saying the same thing?
We're saying the same word.
We are both saying sensitive.
Happy goes to intimate, and out of intimate is playful and sensitive.
You sound like you're saying tentative so much to me.
Sensitive.
Okay, sensitive. I got tentative so many times. Sensitive. When was I last sensitive? Am I not a sensitive person? What's that got to do with being happy?
Like, I'm never sensitive when I'm happy.
Intimate moments are always very sensitive things. Let me think of a sensitive.
So maybe start with an intimate moment and then think where you went from intimacy to sensitive.
I can't think of how many intimate moments have gone to sensitive for me. So that's what I'm like, oh, that really, these questions really break you down sometimes.
Yeah, you got to really tap in.
When was an intimate moment sensitive?
I feel like I could come up with one for you. Really?
Oh, great. Maybe I
just feel like when people share with you like details about their life, how you choose to like handle and respond them.
That's what I was gonna say.
Typically,
like I can be broad and say that. Yeah. So when people tell me information about themselves that is very vulnerable to them, and this is what I can say, maybe which I don't know, I'm assuming, maybe a reason people feel safe around me and vulnerable to talk about very deep things, because I'm a person that doesn't like small talk too much. I like to hear about what you care about or something that is very vulnerable to you. The reason they are with that is because I keep that information as sensitive. So if somebody tells me that, I almost try to just live with it in the moment so that I don't remember it almost, to repeat it later, but remember it just when I see you, to know that, oh yeah, you entrusted
we had that
in
intimate
me.
moment.
We had that moment, that conversation. I may not remember the exact details, or even if I do, I'm trying not to, just so that I don't end up repeating them to someone else, because I want them to know that was important to me to keep between us. So that's an intimate moment.
Okay. All right, cool. All right.
Thanks for the help. Because again, now I'm going to think about, and that's why this is good, because inside of my relationship, I'm trying to think, there are plenty of ways that I've been sensitive to other people's feelings, but I don't know how to make that really into a story. Like I'm always sensitive in how I respond to somebody when they're being vulnerable.
I think that's the biggest part.
I don't have, that's very broad. I don't have actual situation other than when somebody's in some time of grief or something extreme happening to them.
I got you.
All right, what you got for you?
Let's do surprise.
All right.
Surprise. It's a small section.
The first one that comes out to me, surprise. Just I'm going into off of startled and going with dismayed. And if
I knew you was gonna say that.
The words around dismayed are shocked and disillusioned, but I don't know, dismayed just screamed off the page to me for some reason. And I can look up dismayed if you want. While you,
like
go ahead.
Give me the formal definition so I can make sure I give you a accurate story. But I think it's building off. It's building off startled, right? Surprised, startled, dismayed. Okay.
You want the biblical meaning or the
biblical?
Mm-hmm. I'm not gonna give you the biblical meaning. I'll just give you
experiencing
or showing feelings of alarmed, concerned, or dismay, upset, worried, or agitated because of some unwelcome situation or occurrence. That is what I have for the definition of dismayed.
I have a story.
Is that going down the lines of?
Yes.
Startled, shocked, dismayed.
Yeah, I had a. Damn, this is sensitive. Shit.
You can change the story.
I know. I need to change the story. Bet. I got a perfect story. I was a 6th grader.
11, 12, got it.
I was 11, 12. This is my first time skipping class. So I was with one of my homegirls who was by the band room, and one of my homeboys was in the hallway. And this dude kind of like took me under his wing. Right? So he took me under his wing.
Oh, but when I say it,
I was sick. I was in the 6th grade. I'm an adult now. Nobody takes me under their wing. Anyway, he basically took me under his wing. He was looking out for me, but he was roaming the halls too. And there was another random boy, no idea who he was, don't know his name, nothing. He said something to me, and I said something smart back, and I think we was joking around. I used to do neck. I might have necked him or something, just chill or something but not
that's tough
hard.
With girls too, because what do you want me to do? Hit you?
He did. I was dismayed.
What do you mean he hit you?
He hit me. He hauled off and punched me in my face.
Stole off in your face.
Stole off on me in my face. I was in disbelief. Also, I was dismayed. That was the emotion. I almost couldn't react. I was kind of stuck.
Was this the hallway?
It's the hallway. It's the middle of the hallway. So he hit me, and he kind of almost looked shocked. Cause also I ain't no little person. I could body slam you, boy, for sure. And he took off running.
In the same grade?
He might have. So I must have been in 7th grade. I had to be in 7th grade because I think he was a year below me because I didn't know him. Yeah, he was in that sound right.
Yeah, that sound right.
That sound right. Mm-hmm. He was a year below me. I didn't know him, and he just took off running. And my homeboy ended up tracking him down and he ain't beat his ass, but he you know what I'm saying, kicked him.
He beat his ass.
He beat his ass probably more because I was still and everybody was it was a couple people with me because again we skipping, right, so we trying to be low key. A couple people with me was oh shit. I was oh shit, nobody was expecting
walking
that.
Around cool and shit Nick bop.
I'm dismayed. Yeah, that was probably that was one of the, I couldn't believe it.
I'm dismayed hearing it.
I had never seen a boy even hit a girl, let alone like that. I'm talking about balled up his fist and hit me.
Oh yeah.
I was this nigga ain't got no home training.
I tell you all the time, middle school is the wildest place I've ever seen.
Hey, middle school is still, I'm sure, still a beast.
Where men and I ain't gonna say men, boys and girls were fighting. That's the same.
Yeah.
And I can tell you now, some girls was winning them fights.
For
some
sure.
girls was winning them fights.
For sure. I probably could have beat him up, but I never even experienced something like that at the time. What? Somebody just punched me in my face. But why would you do that? Why would you hit me?
What?
It was crazy.
Okay, and that's what happened. That's what happened.
Yep.
No suspension, none of that, because nobody else is in the hallway. Yeah. That's good. That's good to keep that story in the wraps.
Yeah, that's it.
Wow, you still know this dude?
I didn't know him then, so I definitely don't know him now.
I'm from a small town, so we kind of end up. So he just, that can easily just be.
Zero disappeared into somewhere.
That was great. You got any last?
No, I think ultimately, biggest thing for me is objectify your feelings. You do not have to identify with those things.
That sounds so serious.
I know it is. It is though. It's so serious. I think if you pick an emotion on here and decide I want to do things that are geared towards that and I want to feel those ways, and you identify with that and you recognize that you're not the opposite emotion or whatever you're feeling now, that can be so powerful for you. So powerful. But you got to believe. And if you don't believe you can do that, you don't believe you can feel that way, it's probably not going to happen and it won't happen. But if you believe, it can happen for sure.
That's so good, man. If you don't know where you are in the emotional universe, then you are lost by definition.
By definition, for sure.
That's what I got for you. Figure out what planet you want to be on in the emotional universe and how to get there. But to figure that out, you got to know what those planets are and the labels. You need a map. You need a
map. Yep. So go look up some emotions. Get yourself an emotional wheel. Even if it's just a quick list in your notes. Like, hey, I got 50, 60 emotions here. Am I feeling any of these? Nah, maybe I AI something.
They have biblical version of these. So they
Ooh,
also have words that are in emotions in the middle. And then on the outside, they have scripture that it relates to and what it says that you can find as well. So if you're looking for the biblical version, you can find references back to scripture if you so happen to partake in that. If you haven't, please, again, subscribe. It really helps us out. We got new merch up. You can check that out.
Come on now.
Go get you some.
Get you some merch. ZenTrappers.com.
We still got a poetry slam out on all streaming platforms.
Zen Trappers Not Rappers, Volume 2.
This has been another ZTP, Zen Trap Perspective. I'm one of your two hosts, Zen P.
Yogi LG.
And if you can't do nothing else, make sure you protect your peace.
And protect your energy.
It's the Zen Trap.
We out.
Welcome to the trap.